What's up, YouTube? Zach's back with another attack, and today I've got some incredibly exciting news for you. You may have heard this already, but in case you haven't, or if you want to hear just my take on it, then stick around because we're going to be talking about these leaks, supposedly, for Kingdom Hearts 3 about Monsters, Inc. But first, I just gotta say, do you guys know who Mike Wazowski's mom is? I was watching through the movie, and I got one idea.
If you like darkness and hanging with Heartless, then you are not Sora, but you may be looking for a channel to watch. Zack to the future.
Okay, so I was looking online the other day, and I just saw that Mike Wazowski is in the same picture with Sora. And of course, Sully's there, and Donald and Goofy, and this looks pretty legit. Here's the picture. If you have not seen it, it will of course be on screen right now. You can see in this first picture, Mike Wazowski, you can kind of see Donald behind him. You can see he's got similar toes and fingers to Mike. His arms aren't as long, but you can see he's got his bill still. You can see his little hat. He's got some wings. He definitely looks like a monsterized version of Donald, and that's so freaking exciting because I'm so excited to see new movies and new Disney properties, especially with this Fox deal that Disney's got going. It's just so exciting to be able to think about all the possibilities, especially within Kingdom Hearts, that these different worlds could appear. Monsters, Inc. is of course like a Disney Pixar kind of movie, but there's even things outside of that. Like they could go to Avatar if this deal goes through. And I don't mean The Last Airbender, I mean like the blue people. So that could be incredibly exciting if they ever want to go that route, if they run out of Disney worlds to explore. Now let me put this next picture on. You can see in this one that not only do we see Sora, we see Goofy and Sully. Let me start with Sully because he's a little bit of the most recognizable character here. We know what he's supposed to look like and everything like that. He looks very low quality in a way, I guess, but I think that that's partially just because it's still being set up, you know, everything's still being worked on and it's not a final version. I think if this is a legitimate screenshot of the game, then it looks so much better in the final thing. They got to get the animation going on his hair, and I think that's the main thing. They're trying to show his hair moving and things like that, trying to make it realistic and as movie-like as possible, which means you gotta have his hair moving in the breeze a little bit, and he's gotta really be lifelike. And I don't think that he's there at all in this picture, but you gotta think when we first saw Sora and Riku and Kairi, and especially Yen Sid, they all looked very Play-Doh-y. And I wouldn't say Sully looks Play-Doh-y at all, but he does not look how he should. Not movie-like quite yet. But he looks incredible. Mike Wazowski looks really incredible. He is movie-like, and that is so crazy to me. It looks real, especially the background. Somebody who's very artistic, has so much time on their hands, and was able to create this very convincingly in the game's engine and everything, maybe could have pulled this off. I could see this being fake, but from what I've seen, it looks like the command menu options are correct to how they should be in the trailer for Kingdom Hearts, the Japanese words. All of this information that you can see here looks correct. It shows you what frame, the GPU, it shows you all of this information that looks accurate, the computers would need to know, and you would be able to draw from when creating a game like this in the Unreal 4 engine. Also, you can see just the insane amount of detail in the background, and also not only the shadows. You can see that this is an area that is in the Monsters, Inc. movie. You can see the HUD that is in the bottom right corner, of course. Mike and Sully look incredible. They look how they should for Kingdom Hearts. All in all, I think this really just looks so realistic to how Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be and how it's been in the trailers and other screenshots and things that we have seen so far. So I really want to believe this. And I think Monsters Inc. makes for a perfect world for Kingdom Hearts 3 because there's Unversed, and Monsters Inc. is all about children screaming to create energy, and what's more negative emotion than screaming from seeing monsters, and children screaming at that. So that's hella exciting. I'm so hoping that this is real. So let's move on and look at Goofy a little bit, because we talked about Donald and how he looks very similar to Mike. Now Goofy kind of looks similar to Sully as far as the spots and stuff, but he also has a very lizardy look to him, or frog-like maybe. He's got his hat, of course, he's got his jacket, and you can tell that he's goofy. He looks a little goofy, and I don't know exactly how I feel about him. I think Donald looks pretty good, and I think Goofy looks alright, but I'm not sure if this is exactly how the developers would go about making him a monster. I don't think he looks bad, all in all, but I think that it is a little different than what I would think the developers would go for. So that is a little bit of a knock on this being real or not, but I don't think it's too bad. Not to mention, in the HUD, it doesn't show them how they are in the gameplay that we're seeing, which you would think it would. Now, the only thing that I can think of is that they're just not far enough into the development of this world to have that in the HUD. A lot of times they kind of do wait till later on in the development to get some of those finer details, some of the optimization and things like that fully into the game, especially with a screenshot that's not even supposed to be released. They're not going to be paying the most attention to the HUD and getting pictures on there. They're just going to be focused on the gameplay, getting it polished, making it look good, getting it ready to be played, and then they can throw in those little details later. As far as Sora, he looks very weird too. He's got a tail, he's got purple hair, you can see he's got bat ear looking things and like tiger legs. He's got his coat still on that he normally wears and his gloves. I feel that it's weird that his upper half of his body is somewhat normal while the lower half of his body is very monster-like, and you can see that it's very similar to Goofy's legs. That's a little strange to me. They've all got these big pointy toenails. Maybe that's just a thing with Monsters Inc., but I really want to believe this. Sora doesn't look as monster-like as I think he probably should if this was all out making him look like a monster in the Monsters Inc. world. He's probably the least believable between him and Donald and Goofy. But that doesn't mean it's fake. It does look very real. Looking at this last image, you can see the giant Unversed that they're facing. Now, Mike and Sully's faces look vastly different from that last screenshot, which helps make me think this is real. I can't find any images of them looking like this. You know, when somebody fakes these things, they kind of have to have pictures that are very similar to that, or designed from scratch, Mike and Sully looking like that, and that's way harder to do. So I don't think that's the case here. But you can see the other Unversed, you can see the fire effects, which look how the game should, again. You can see down the hallway, this could be a screen grab from the movie if this is fake, but I honestly don't think that this is in the movie, and just the shadowing of this looks so incredible and detailed that it's hard to make me think that this is fake. So, what do you guys think? Do you think this is real, or do you think this is fake? I'm not sure how to take all this, but I do want it to be real. I love Monsters Inc. It's easily one of my favorite Disney Pixar movies, and really opening up the world of Kingdom Hearts to all these new places we've never been before is incredible, because that's what Kingdom Hearts 1 did, that's what Kingdom Hearts 2 did, and I want that to be what Kingdom Hearts 3 does. Of course, we've got Tangled, Big Hero 6, we've got hopefully Monsters Inc., and we've got Toy Story. So those are all 4 brand new worlds, and then we've got Hercules, but that's the only world we know of that is returning. So if it's got a lot of new worlds and then a few old worlds, I would really love that, especially with less Disney worlds than ever. So let me know your opinion on this, guys. I'm just one man. I want to know what you think. Take a look at these images. Do you think that Monsters Inc. is the best world? Do you think that it'll be premiered soon? I really don't, because these are supposedly leaked, which isn't leaked because it's coming out in a trailer soon or anything like that. It's just somebody found them on a server, supposedly, of Square Enix. So We'll see what happens, guys, but in the meantime, I'm Zach. Don't you do crack, and I'll catch you in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. There's another great video for you right here. You can click here to subscribe, and then you won't miss any of my content. I strive to make content for you constantly that helps you smile every day through optimism and comedy. So make sure you subscribe, watch my stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one.